it is a Tuesday, so you know it's time for our weekly blog. And so this week I'd like to talk about something that maybe each of you are experiencing right now. And that is, right now, you have lots of time on your hands. Now, it's not time that you're just going to especially waste, but maybe now, you're not having to worry about a commute, and maybe you're not bringing a lot of work home every night. So, maybe you've decided you're going to learn something new. You're going to take on a new hobby. You're going to enhance one of your skills. And if that's the case, just realize that that journey is actually really predictable. So recently, one of my guilty pleasures has been watching Dallas. So some of you might remember the old TV show Dallas from the 70s and 80s. And most of you, if you watched it, remember that it is known for that classic line, "Who shot JR?" Well, this was a show that I absolutely loved, and I really got, hooked on it probably in the early 80s. In fact, even when I was overseas, I would have friends back in the States, and they would record it. They'd put like 2 or 3 episodes on a VHS tape, and they would send it to me, and then you could binge watch way back before binge watching became cool. Well, it's funny, watching the first couple of episodes, the first couple of seasons, I thought, God, this show is actually kind of stupid. The acting is not very good. The storylines don't seem like they really blend. And the one thing I have noticed, too, is there really is no cliffhanger. And that's really what made Dallas and some of those TV shows like Dynasty and Falcon Crest and Knots Landing, that's what made them so interesting, is the cliffhanger. But then later, of course, they really got good. And so, I thought, back in the day when people were coming up with this, they probably tested and maybe they realized it's not working, so let's do something better. And the challenge, of course, is if you look back on those early efforts, you can realize it would have been really tempting just to quit. And I think that's how most journeys are when you're starting something new. And so I kind of thought about that, and I thought about what were some of the steps that I took when I started something new. And maybe those are the same kind of steps that the producers of Dallas took. And maybe if those things are predictable, what we can do is we can set ourselves up for success. So there are 7 steps, 7 R's to success, okay? So step number 1 is that we have this realization. We realize that there's something new that we want to do. Maybe you want to start writing a book. Maybe you want to start a podcast. You want to do something new. Maybe you want to learn a new skill like drawing, like I'm doing here. And it's really cool because everybody's in your corner, and it's very exciting. So you get all amped up, and you very quickly go to step number 2, which is you actually release this dream. You're like, I'm going to do it. So you start the podcast, you start writing the book, and that's an exciting time. Everybody seems to be in your corner. And notice that we're kind of going downhill. It's kind of like on a ski slope, right? But, at the bottom of the hill, you have to start going up. And that's where reality sets in, doesn't it? Reality. And that's when you realize, man, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. It's a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be. It's not as fun as I want it to be. Nobody likes what I'm doing. And that's where you actually have this choice to make. So choice number 1 is that you can retreat. And I think this is where most people go. They retreat. So you know what? I guess I didn't want it all that bad anyway. There's no E on the end of retreat. This is where that fable of sour grapes comes in, right? The fox can't jump up and reach them. He says, well, it doesn't matter because they were probably sour anyway. And that's where most people go because let's face it, to be successful, it's not an easy deal, is it? So that's one option for you. Or you could just continue to follow the path and you reload, right? You reload. You realize, okay, I was not prepared, but I'm going to be prepared now. And so you reload, and then you re-engage. You say, you know what, I'm going to get back to that book. I'm going to get back to that podcast. I'm going to make sure that I follow through. And eventually what happens is that you get success, don't you? And then you reflect. And these are where you look at the lessons learned. This is what I gained. This is what it cost me. This is why it was painful. And what's neat about this is that this sets you up for the next big challenge. And that's why we go down here and we say, we repeat. In fact, if you look at most successful people, they have a track record of success, don't they? It's like they just seem like everything they do succeeds. And I bet the reason why everything that they do succeeds is they've actually followed this path, haven't they? and they've decided they're not going to quit. And you know what's really neat is that the more times I believe you go through this, the faster you get better and better. So this is your opportunity, right? 2020 could go down in history as like the worst year on record. And certainly in my 56 years as of this video, it's definitely the crappiest year I've ever really experienced. Not really on a personal level, but in terms of, just the economy and everything else. But what if 2020 was your year to actually realize some of these dreams that you've had, to get better, to learn new skills, to come out of this pandemic far better than how you got into it? That's the goal that I have for you. And I hope these 7 steps will be useful.